So, I was interested in looking into CBD. I kept hearing that it helped people with so many issues. And quite honestly, I felt like it was snake oil. I really didn't know much about it. I didn't feel comfortable going to a pot shop. And again, for me, a lot of it was just, why does it work? Like, why does it seem to be helping so many people with such a wide range of issues and complaints? And ended up meeting Dr. Villano. She lives in my community and we had never met before, but we were introduced. She sent me some videos on the science. I am going to pull up really quick. I'm going to share my screen. Chandra, let me know if this is the right. Can you see the body, the cannabinoid body?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So one of the things that I learned is that in the 80s, they discovered this system, this network of receptors in our body. So they found that we have these receptors throughout our brain, on every organ, and on every white blood cell. That we have these receptors. And the function of these receptors is communication. And they call this system of receptors our endocannabinoid system. And as I began to learn about this, to be honest with you, I was blown away. I thought, wow, of course, God created a system of balance. And that's really what the function of this is balancing our body. So if you think about it, at any given time in a day, we are out of balance, whether it's stress, whether it's food that we're eating, whether it's not getting enough sleep, whether it's age, all of those things are taxing to our bodies over time. And so this endocannabinoid system, the function of it is balance. So we could go into the deep, deep science, and Chandra does an amazing job. She has a whole different presentation just on CBD and the science. We're not going to go super deep right now, but essentially our body makes endocannabinoids, and then we get phytocannabinoids outside of our body, just like amino acids that are made inside. Some we make, and then others we need to get nutritionally. So what we're talking about today is industrial hemp. It comes from a plant. This is a non-THC version of that. And so in addition to that, we are talking specifically about a company called Zilis. Zilis is about 5 years old, 6 years old, Chandra, is that right?
This month is our 6-year anniversary. Yeah.
Happy birthday to Zilis. So the founders are in Dallas, Texas. Our founder was very much involved in bringing CBD to market. He is very much a leader. He's been involved in the nutraceutical companies for over 20 years. And it's really been amazing to be part of this growing industry. They're projecting it to be bigger than corn and tobacco. And so we just love educating people and being the person that can say, hey, this is what you should look for in a company. So I ended up ordering products. I wasn't thinking about the business. I was involved in another company that I was happy with. But what happened is within a very short time, I found that so many people were interested. They were like me. They didn't know much. They weren't sleeping. They weren't feeling good. And they were interested. And so I just by nature started sharing and found that it began growing over time. So I tell people I joined a business by accident. And within about a month and a half, I earned a Jeep from the company and just have continued to grow. So that's a little bit, and my joints are amazing. They feel great. We're sleeping good. Our kids have less anxiety. Again, it's just been such a blessing to help people feel better. So that's a little bit about me. I am going to toss it to Dr. Villano. So she, as I mentioned, we became friends about a year and a half ago. She comes to us with over 16 years experience in naturopathic medicine. And she specifically has worked in cardiopulmonary rehab, exercise physiology, and I love her so much. She's become a dear friend. We make a good team because I like science, but she takes it to a whole nother level. And I am going to just shoot it to her. I just want to brag about her really quick. She is a very top leader in the company. She has hit what's called national, which is very impressive in the company. And she's just busy helping her team and helping spread the news about this incredible industry and this product that we get to share. So Chandra, thank you for your time. And
awesome. Thank you for those kind words. Thanks, Tami. And thanks to each of you just for your interest and your time, because I feel very passionate that this information is so important. And so just in short, for me as a family physician, I wanted to bring a cannabinoid product into my practice right after the Farm Bill made CBD legal in the United States federally in December of 2018. But what I brought in was an oil product. And for all the wide-reaching benefits, as Tami showed with that endocannabinoid system, or what we nicely abbreviate as the ECS, is that every organ system has receptors, and our brain and our skin. And so I wanted the benefits of the balance and the homeostasis, but using an oil product, I didn't fully grasp the absorbability piece. And so Zilis has a patent called Ultracell that is water miscible or water soluble. And in the United States, there is very little there's huge regulation on the THC industry, which is not this, but in our industry, it's very unregulated, and anybody can, say something on a label. You can find a product at Walmart that says water soluble and it doesn't mean anything, but we actually have human science backing this technology. And where, what Tami said is we're taking an oil from the hemp plant, and I kind of view the patent sort of like an onion. So it's kind of oil, water, oil, water, oil, water. And just in contrast, what we know about the oil products is they're very slow to get into the body because they're a fat. They have to go through first pass digestion. The liver is going to remove the majority of those. They're only 4 to 7% absorbed, and they're filtered out of the body within about 3 to 5 hours. So when our CEO paid his own money to have some human study, not a cell model, not a mouse model, but done at one of the most premier research institutes in the United States, he knew that the oils were short lasting. And so he said, well, I think we have a good patent. Let's run it for 12 hours. And in short, what he found in 20 men and women is that they were given our CBD, okay, that are drops. We call them drops, and it's called an oil, but it is like a nice water that you're dropping under your tongue sublingually, and they absorb directly into the bloodstream through the mouth. And so you're bypassing that first digestion. And so kind of just the science that Tami's got up is that it was the opposite of the oils. It's very rapid onset. So 80 to 83% absorbed in the first 2 hours, and averaged 90 up to 94% absorption over hour 2 to hour 12. So for me, in having a really stringent checklist about, bringing a product into my practice as was going to work, this human science, the water soluble patent was very important. And then also that we are US Hemp Authority certified, which we are one of like 40 companies in the entire nation that has this. And it's a seed to shelf guarantee, because in this product world, for years, with this product being used prior to the Farm Bill, there are issues about extraction, solvents, acetone, heat, alcohol being used with these products. And so this is a seed to shelf guarantee that the seed can't come from China, that it was grown here, and it's a voluntary certification that can be audited at any time. So as a provider, like Tami and I have these huge standards about safety, that's the only thing that I know can be used. So with our product line, I think I will toss it back to Tami, but with that checklist for me, one of the other things was not just that it can get delivered into the body, that it's guaranteed safe, is that it's full nutrition. And that's what we call full spectrum. So meaning the whole hemp plant is being used from the tips of the roots to the tips of the plants. So you've got 400 active compounds, including 120 cannabinoids, which are those plant or phytocannabinoids that Tami mentioned, which come from this plant that works directly on our endocannabinoid system. So I'm going to let her give you an overview of what our hemp-containing products are.
Yeah. So first of all, I have to say I've been so impressed by this company and their innovation. So most people have heard about CBD. I mean, there's some people that haven't, but others Yeah, most people have, but CBG and these other cannabinoids that we're going to talk about today, most people have never heard of. And, just be watching over the next year, 2 years, 5 years. I really believe that you're going to see these products on everybody's countertop. We're seeing this big shift from big pharma into this industry because these are natural. They're helping our body, with multiple systems, creating that balance that we talked about. So most people, when they come to me and say, oh, I'm really interested in trying something, you'll see there's a lot of products here, so we don't like people to get overwhelmed. But to start with, we usually will recommend the CBD in the morning. And so my husband and I, our kids, we take 10 drops of the CBD in the morning. And then we take the CBG at night. Now, the benefit of CBG, it stands for cannabigerol. Again, this is a product, this is a cannabinoid that's formed in the hybridization process of that cannabis plant turning into that industrial hemp. And it's found in the plant at just 6 weeks for a really short time. So it's expensive to harvest. Our company has a patent on the growth of that. So we are able to extract this in a very efficient way and affordable way. So the benefit of CBG is you don't need to use as much CBD. So basically, again, if you think about these receptors in your body, and it's really about how our cells are communicating to one another. So you're in stress, they're going to signal to each other, they're upregulating some things, downregulating others. So the CBG enhances at that cell receptor site the body's ability to kind of utilize CBD. The other benefit of CBG is it specifically targets your immune system, your gut, your cardiovascular system, and your nervous system. And so we're seeing people multiple levels, feeling better with this, having cellular growth that's slowing. We have to be careful not to name medical terms, especially since we're recording this. So you'll see us sort of dance around diagnoses. So there's certain words we're not supposed to use with this. So, but the CBG also really enhances GABA, and that helps with sleep and with mood. So people can feel a lot better just starting on the CBD in the morning and then the CBG at night. And then moving on, these are precision spectrum products. They were launched in the fall. So CBC is used for mood boosting, and then skin. They have found that CBC can really help with skin issues. So this is something that we would consider more of like a booster. I've got a lot of college girls and college boys that are using this that just are struggling with that mood, those issues. I also have a lot of adults. I have a good friend that's a mental health counselor, and she swears by all these products, but specifically she loves Bliss. She'll take that kind of midday for that, just, feeling in a funk. It can really help with that. R&R is rest and recovery. It's CBN. So good for sleep issues. Also just your body's ability to recover. My husband did an Ironman in June. Many of you guys know that. And he had the most amazing race. And I do give some credit. He trained hard, but I do give a lot of credit to these products that he's been on. He recovered. Like, it was unbelievable, the difference between years past. And then lastly, here we have the Rev, which is a new kind of a newer version of the CBD. So it has CBD, CBDV, THCV. We joke about how there's alphabet soup when you start looking at these products. This is something that you could actually replace for this CBD. So you would take the Rev in the morning. We have switched to this now. So we take Rev in the morning and then the CBG at night. And Rev specifically targets brain, muscles, bones. We like this just because we are active, especially with my husband and my kids who are, crazy triathlete people. And to live with them, you need Bliss. So anyway, there's that. Okay. And then we do have the topical gel. This is what, oh gosh, I'm forgetting your name. Joan mentioned. So this is good for any topical issues. My husband's now using this. He's a dentist, offering this to his patients if they come in and they have a back or neck that's not feeling great, tennis elbow, you sprain your ankle, have some inflammation, this can be an amazing product to help with so many issues. And this is just topically used. And then we have a pet product. So a lot of pets struggle just like we do with all the same issues. And what's a beautiful thing is that pets also have endocannabinoid systems. And so they can benefit just like we can. So we happen to give our dog raw. So the CBD here comes in lemon, berry, and raw. You can give raw to pets as well. So we give our dog who's bigger 1 drop of this in the morning and 1 drop at night. If your dog is smaller, you would probably prefer this one just because it tastes good. And it's just a little bit more economical to use the raw with bigger animals. But gosh, they have horses. We have a medical advisory team, and they have a veterinarian that's on our team. And it's amazing the stories that are coming out about, these dogs that are going to the vet, feeling like they're on their last leg, and they start them on CBD and can just literally turn their life around. So it's pretty impressive. So Chandra, I will throw it back to you.
Okay, sure. So what Tami went over, those are products that contain hemp and cannabinoids, and the liquid sublingual drops that we have for CBD. It also comes in a powder, and it's the same efficacy. It's just dehydrated, and you can mix it in water. And as you drink it, water is the only substance that can go directly from the stomach into the bloodstream. So it works the same way. It's in the same ultracell technology, but that comes in a powder. And then outside of our hemp containing line, if you know anyone that is active military or is a pilot or does aviation, they ridiculously, I think some of the people that could use it most are not allowed to use cannabinoids at all. So we have a 4 product line that are called mimetics, meaning that they contain a base of plants that are not cannabis, but they mimic the way that hemp works on the receptors of our endocannabinoid system. And these next 4 products have a base of echinacea, green tea, hops, turmeric, and ginger. And most people are wildly wasting their money on turmeric supplements because it is so poorly absorbed. But these 4 products are still in that ultracell delivery technology. And the burn has additional nutrients for helping with carbohydrate craving, weight management, how your body's going to use fat as a fuel source, and helping with hormone balance, specifically helping to resensitize the hormone insulin, which really helps to optimize fasting blood sugars. The Edge has some extra nutrients, very innovative, called nootropics, which help with cognition, focus, clarity, for young people and mature people, really helping with attention. And then the last 2 come in a liquid in the drops, like our other hemp products. But the ice has extra nutrients that are specifically for inflammation and added immune support. My family, we've actually been taking ice twice a day and using those drops since March of 2020, just for that beneficial immune support. And then the sleep, or what's called dream, has extra nutrients that are helping people to fall asleep. Many times when people begin to get into balance or homeostasis with CBD and CBG, that can be just an improving game changer for sleep. If that's not enough, these mimetics can be used either by themselves, or they can be used sort of in a booster in addition to someone that might use CBD or CBG. And that product is literally so effective. I've replaced every sleep support product I ever had in 17 years in my office dispensary. This is so economical. Most people take 1 to 10 drops max of that dream product. And so really effective. Yeah. And then in January, go ahead.
Really quick. So Chandra, we had to get together about a week ago, and you were talking about ice.
Yes.
And will you just speak to some of the other products? When you were describing it, I was like, it was just so impressive when you were talking about how, compared to like all the other products that we get out there, like turmeric, people are looking for curcumin.
Curcumin is one of the active, highly studied ingredients in whole turmeric root. And in the plant world, there are only 2 roots that are in this one family genus, and it's ginger and turmeric, and both of them are highly anti-inflammatory, where ginger then also has more issue for GI and nausea support, where the turmeric has a lot of incredible thousands of studies on immune benefit health and on anti-inflammatory health. We know the molecular pathways about where this works. So in the base of the ice, it already has some of the whole turmeric. And then in addition to that, it has extra curcuminoids. It has something else extra called polyphenols. And those are really super beneficial antioxidants. It has some shiitake mushroom, which is really beneficial for immune support. And then also something called resveratrol. And resveratrol is sort of a buzz right now in the anti-aging cardiovascular world, can help with microcirculation, especially like the eyes, little joint capsules that don't have direct blood supply to them, that we rely on nutrients diffusing, getting into those, and kidneys. But resveratrol in most products is in like a 80% or less designation, and we have a 95% what we're in containing the resveratrol in our product. So all of that delivered in this water soluble product. It's bright yellow, so you can tell it's got the turmeric and curcuminoids in it. You don't like to drop it on your clothes or your dish towels, but when you put it on your tongue, I always look in the mirror to make sure where I'm going with it. But I just find it to be wildly beneficial over all of the different anti-inflammatory synthetics that people are taking that are not good for the gut lining. This has just benefit after benefit after benefit, and it's sublingually absorbed under your tongue. Anything that's left over, you just swallow, is absorbed through the stomach. So I am so happy about the benefits of that product. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And people today are trying to be, healthier for immune preventive health, and they're pill fatigue. They're tired of capsules and gel caps and soft gels and the celluloses and all of the gelatin and even petroleum-based and tablets that go with that. So having these liquids is really brilliant. I view our company as an absorbency specialty company and as an endocannabinoid support system company. So as mentioned, we have endocannabinoid system receptors in our skin, and it's incredible. We can get you more information about, but we have a cleanser, a face and neck serum, an eye cream, a moisturizer, and a lip balm that specifically are meant, where all the other products in our line are meant to dive and be absorbed into the bloodstream. These are specifically meant to synergize and work in and stay at the skin. And so where there are some clean and nutritive lines out there, this is globally revolutionary the way this works. We have a specific, what's called precision spectrum 1-to-1-to-1 ratio of CBD, CBG, and CBC in these products. And then we have some other science-backed ingredients that help to boost our own level of hyaluronic acid. So these don't have any hyaluronic acid in them, so you're not worried about poor sourcing or percentages. These boost type 1 collagen, and we have a lot of great information. We can get you more info on that. In fact, I'm speaking at an international show this weekend in Vegas, teaching about the endocannabinoid system in the skin. It really is where the beauty, health, and wellness industry are going. And then lastly, we have a line that is just called Ultra Support, and it is basically targeted nutrition, because most people probably take vitamin D or B vitamins or vitamin C, etc. But we have these liquids, again, kind of unleashing the pill fatigue here. These are the nice liquids that you can use either under your tongue, or some people put them in a shot glass and shoot them down, because again, in the water soluble technology, they can be absorbed through the stomach. But we have vitamin D that also contains vitamin A and K. We have a vitamin B12 that contains also some folate and B6. We've got a liquid vitamin C. We have a liquid magnesium, which is, in my world, we kind of sometimes postulate that probably 80% or more of people are deficient in magnesium, and it helps over 300 chemical pathways in the body. And so many people, to have magnesium work well, for smooth muscle or skeletal muscle, they're taking, 2 to 8 capsules a day. And with this, it's in the, beautiful liquid. We also have a liquid zinc, very present on people's minds right now. And glutathione is our body's master antioxidant. And almost everything in modern living decreases that antioxidant level in our body. And so it is really beneficial to support those levels and to help with detox, to help with neurological issues, and to also help with GI health. So in my world for 17 years, the Bastyr Center for Naturopathic Medicine, there's only been basically one product that was ever backed by their environmental medicine department to actually get into the body to make a difference. Because again, like turmeric, it's very hard to absorb. And so the fact that our innovative company has this in this water soluble technology is huge, because the other product was revolting. I would have patients plug their nose and they'd like practically gag taking it. So I wish everybody could take that product. And then the last two are the only products that we have in our product line that do come in a capsule. And it's basically called a DR, meaning a digestive resistive capsule that has some human science behind it, meaning that it's getting past the stomach acid, delivering into our small intestine where we truly want to absorb things. Because again, you can take whatever you want all day long, but most people have very expensive poop and pee because they're not absorbing these beneficial nutrients that they want to take. So our biotics product is a maintenance probiotic that has some prebiotic, which are some really beneficial fibers for our gut microbiome, and then a plus biotic, which are some fermented products, which are having enormous study in medicine on the immune benefits of that. So again, it's a very innovative product. And in medicine, the gut-brain connection is considered really kind of the final frontier. We're learning more all the time about the intricate relationship we have with these bacteria. And then lastly, we have a collagen product, which normally, in 17 years of medicine, I have never endorsed a collagen product because they're very poorly sourced. They're ground up, unhealthy animal products that your body's not going to absorb, where this comes from a sustainably sourced vegetarian source of collagen that comes from France. And we can, get you more information on that. But that's just the overview. So we have the hemp products, the non-hemp products, we have a skincare line, and then we have some of this targeted vitamins and minerals that are common to most people. So I think we are at 10:29. I may kick this back to Tami, and maybe we will open it up just while we've got remaining finish time here to see if anybody has specific questions.
Yeah, thank you, Chandra. I learned something new from her every time I listen to her. So hopefully you took lots of notes, and that's only the fraction of what she does know about all this stuff. So yeah, so are there any questions you guys have specifically? I mean, we certainly can circle back around with you individually as well, but yeah, Joan?
So all the drops should be taken sublingually under the tongue?
That's optimal. Yeah.
Optimal. Okay.
Optimal. Put them, I encourage people, go to the mirror, open your mouth, lift your tongue, drop them in. It's 10 drops or half a mil. Sometimes, the very discerning brain worries about airdrops in there or whatever. So I just say, either half a mil on the dropper mark or 10 drops. And then if you can, hold it under the tongue for about a minute, just to optimize the absorption there. And then if there is any liquid left over, you can just swallow. But pretty much all the drops are meant to be sublingual under the tongue. Okay. And then a few of the vitamins come in a little larger serving size. And so some people don't want to put, 2 teaspoons of something in their mouth and hold it under their tongue. So some people will just, put it in a little glass. Or because it's water soluble, you can put it in a little bit of water and shoot it down that way too. But because we can get rapid absorption of water through the stomach, when it's in that technology, you're still getting that kind of rapid onset, in that first 2 hours.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good question.
I have a quick question.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, thank you. So I've been diagnosed with the COVID virus, and I am sick. But I had to take some antibiotics because I also had a sinus infection and an ear infection. And I was wondering, would it be wise to take the glutathione, or to just follow up with the antibiotics with, oh my gosh, my brain. Oh, you probiotics. Mm-hmm. Probiotics, yeah. Which, does it matter, or is that a crazy question? Or?
No, not at all. As a general question, after someone has taken an antibiotic, the importance of that gut microbiome is that antibiotics can decrease some of our good normal flora.
Right.
So thought varies a little bit, but typically it's tend to thought to not take any probiotics until the antibiotic is done, because you may be kind of countering what the antibiotic is doing. Right. But once it's done, I specifically recommend for 7 days a high serving size probiotic that I could get you some information on. And then this biotics, many times for 1 to 3 months after someone has done or, had the need to use an antibiotic, is I have someone do a maintenance serving size of a probiotic, only because that balance of our normal flora is so important. And what we know is antibiotic use takes a lot of hit for that and can sometimes lead to issues long-term if we don't get that balance back. So yes, something like the biotics maintenance afterwards could be beneficial. And for me, the way that I look at the master antioxidant giving resources to our body, if you have some glutathione as you're in this recovery stage, glutathione can be used in IVs. It's being used for immune health, and in this oral, you're absorbing it right sublingually. So if you have some, I would say absolutely add it for some extra, giving your body all the resources that it can to recover, because in what you have, this recovery period, we want to take really seriously. So symptoms aren't, long-term maintaining for you. I'm sorry, but I'm glad to see your face.
Thank you. This isn't greasy hair. I just got out of the shower.
Okay, no problem.
I don't want you to think of it that long without washing
Take your time. I wouldn't care if you did.
You look amazing for having COVID, Laura.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Thank
sorry.
You.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like, vitamin C, or magnesium, zinc, glutathione, good hydration, important rest, all of those things just really give the body more ability to do what all those pathways, need to be doing. Yeah. And when your body's, fighting off and, killing things, virus infected cells, there is a lot of waste that needs to be moved. And so glutathione also supports detox pathways.
Oh, good.
So super good for our GI system, super good for liver health.
I do have to give a quick plug. I know we weren't going to talk a lot about the business, but just the way that obviously this works is, friends tell friends what they're learning and being benefited from. And I got a text message from today, a girl who she's an ambassador and she's been using the products for a while and feeling so much better. And she is not really interested in the business, but she texted me today and she goes, I have $100 in my Paylution account, which is her Zilis account, just like not even knowing like where'd that come from. So it is fun to see this grow, and, people are going to trust you. And so, so many people aren't comfortable going to a pot shop, or they don't know. So it's really been fun to help educate people. And we do these Zooms often. So for any of you who are interested, we're willing to help you. And I want to thank you guys for your time. I know we're at 10:36. So I encourage you to circle back around to whoever invited you, and we can get more information. But good to see you, Mona.
Yes, Mona. Good morning.
Hi, Mona.
I've been on and off.
That's okay. Well, thanks you guys for all your time today. Thank you, Chandra, for all of your
Thank you.
Thanks, Tami.
Thanks.
Be well to everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank
Good luck
you.
this weekend,
Bye.
Chandra.
Bye.
Bye.